There we go. All right. I am live. Let me get Facebook up because that way I can see comments. Okay. So all right. So I'm live. I am live. I don't know what's going on. Okay. If you're live, comment live. If you're watching the replay, hold on, there we go. Okay. If you're watching the replay, definitely comment replay. Feel free to send stars. I think it's the 200. Well, I don't know how the thing works, but I do know it works. So if you feel led, if you feel spirit led, honey, to sow a seed tonight, feel free to do that. Coach Jay here. We're talking about work ethic tonight. As you can see, the caption is captioning. And yeah, so we're live. Yeah, we're live. Okay, so I'm Coach Jay, y'all. I'm a mindset, mastery, and business coach. I am excited about this conversation. Feel free to bring your journals, your amen, your scarves, all of the things, because you're gonna need them tonight. It's a great night, a great conversation to end the night. Okay. And so I just want to come in and just talk about structuring our day, getting ourselves in alignment to the kind of year that we desire to have. And it's just time for us to stop playing. If you've been playing and it's only what, 12 days in, we got to stop playing. Okay. We just got to. And it's going to be a good conversation. So I'm excited. So feel free, like I said, you can share this broadcast with your audience or share or tag a friend or two, BFF, a business bestie of yours. And again, feel free to, they got the stars thing. I don't know how that works, but I also have a tip jar in the link that is attached in the caption. So because these lives are out of my time, right? It's time. So we're going to talk about that tonight. It's going to be really, really good. And I'm going to say some controversial things. I am a free thinker. I tend to not flow with the masses. So I'm the antithesis of what the masses talk about. I am not really going against the grain. Whatever the masses believe, you can believe whatever you want to believe, but over here, we believe in sovereignty. We believe in God as faith, and we believe that spirit is spirit. We believe that things work for us and not against us. We believe that we can have whatever we desire as long as we know that it's available for us. We actually are more into education than we are into entertainment. We believe in higher forms of intelligence and higher forms of conversations. I am a person that does not tend to subscribe to wealth gaps. Okay. I don't care what the black and white narrative is. There is a civil war going on between races, and I just don't have time for that. Okay. So I am all about being in a collective that believes in wealth. I believe that we have the abundance. I believe we have a lifetime here that we must use wisely. I believe in using time very wisely. I don't have time to go back and rewrite things. I don't have time to reflect. I don't have time to go back in time and try to figure out why I went wrong. Where did I go wrong at and try to fix it? Yesterday doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. Okay. I love books, right? I love books. I love learning. I love getting to know people. I love knowing people. I love to help people and serve. But I also like to get paid generously and handsomely for what I do, which is coaching. And I am not one of those type of coaches that is all about, willy-nilly, wave your hand in the wind and $10,000 will appear. I do believe that you don't have to hustle and grind for the work that you do, but you do need to understand you have to grow your audience. Okay. So anyway, produce value and value comes back. Value for value, energy for energy. So like I said, this is a free conversation that you guys are having tonight. And we just gonna get right into it. So if you've never been on a live with me before, I own Ellison Consulting, coaching and consulting organization, multi-six-figure entrepreneur. I do B2B and B2C coaching as well, but I have a beautiful program called the Matrix CEO, as well as I have Solo to CEO Intensive that is actually open. I have 2 spots available for that and 1 more spot for my one-on-ones. Yeah, so that's what I do. So that's a part of free stuff. I got to pitch, okay? I have to pitch. So let's get right into tonight about structuring our day. All right, structuring our day and poor work ethic, because obviously your work ethic is ugly. Not everybody, but you know who I'm talking about. If this really resonates, if this, tears at your intestines a little bit, I'm talking to you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And you just be like, girl, I'm just here to witness the scalps being scalped, okay? And then also here, structure and design your day, stop procrastinating. So stop the scroll, We're here to call out the work ethics because this is all about us making it happen this year. All right, we just got to make it happen this year. So the book that I am reading, it's called The Mastery of Self. This is the same author that wrote 4 Agreements. It's a really, really good book, but it's called The Mastery of Self. It's a really, really good book. Also, the theme of this year, as far as the book, is called The Power of Now. I'm reading that by Eckhart Tolle, one of my favorite books ever. But this book for January is definitely one of my faves. So The Mastery of Self, I've had this book for a long time, and I'm just now getting to read it. So if you want to master yourself, you got to master self. You got to master self. Okay. All right. So let's talk about first. We'll talk about work ethic. Okay. So I made a controversial post. It talked about there's no wealth gap. There's only a work ethic gap. And there were some people that came to me and said, well, there is a wealth gap. Well, it's up to you if you want to run a race, right? That's why they call it a race. The race is between the Black and the white race. I don't subscribe to race. I'm not in a race to get next to the white race. I'm a Black woman. So I can only come from this angle. I love everybody. But the wealth gap is only pertaining to the Black and the white race. I'm not in a race. I'm not in a race in this lifetime. The reason why I say there's a work ethic gap is because I'm talking about the difference between you now and the you that you said that you're supposed to be online, or the you that you said that you were going to be this time last year. You said you were going to be in $1 million. You were going to be wealthy. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be traveling here. I'm traveling there. But the work ethic is not work ethicing. It's not ethicing like it's supposed to be ethicing. Where is it? Right? So I like the wealth gap. If you want to subscribe, because I'm going to be honest with you, you can't beat somebody at the game that they created collectively. Amen. Now, that's a whole nother conversation that we just ain't going to get into tonight. Because if I created a game, you don't have an advantage over somebody that created the game. I created the race. I made up the competition. You will never, ever, ever have a leg up on me, and I created the game. So there will never be a closure of a wealth gap if I made the gap. Y'all quiet. Y'all listening? Or y'all just, what's she talking about? If I created a wealth gap, I created it. You can't have an advantage over me. Because I'm always going to move the goalposts. I'm always going to move it. The Zoom went out for a minute. What? Okay. So it's literally all about like, I'm moving the goalposts because you will never catch up with me. So that's why I said I don't subscribe to somebody's game that they created. If people want to sit up here and talk about the wealth gap and how we need to close the wealth gap, you go right on ahead. But I don't have the time to race against somebody who created a game that I will never win at. But what I can do is win the game of life. Because how I came in this thing, it doesn't have to be the same way I'm going to leave out. This is my game. I'm creating my own game, leveraging what is already here for me to succeed. And I'm going in my own lane. Using systems. See, the beautiful thing about this is that we're coming into an already tailor-made system. We just got to play the game. You just got to play the game. You ain't got to rewrite what has already been written for you. And see, some people fail to realize when you talk about closing up a wealth gap, you're actually talking about trying to run a race and trying to stress yourself out when all you got to do is be like, thank you for the blueprint. I will just play, tap dance on my own turf, leveraging what I have, using the systems that you built, and I'm just gonna coast. See, the mental space that some of us are having, we're trying to compete. And there's really no competition because the competition is you versus you versus God. God told you how you're going to get wealthy. God told you how you were going to succeed in this round. And you've chosen to go against the grain and try to focus on another group or two of people, focusing on how they're doing it and what they're doing. That's literally not even it. There's no control over you. There is no disadvantage over you. There is no, oh, well, they're trying to just keep us down. Who? Who is they? You keep your own self down by what's right here. This right here is this is your issue right here. That right there is toe up from the flow up. Because see, in corporate America, you can run circles around folks with this. But when you come out of here on uncharted waters, all of a sudden you got all these issues going on. I'm just trying to say, okay, so let's go here. What is work ethic? When I got notes and I got my glasses on, I'm about to, okay. So what is work ethic? It's a set of values, centered on the importance of doing work to achieve one's goal. The importance. A set of values centered on the importance. Jay, what are you saying? See, when you was in a 9-to-5, or some of y'all that's still there, the values were given to you. You work these hours. This is your lunchtime. This is where you're going to work. This is your workspace. This is how many times we're going to have meetings. This is who's going to be at the meeting. This is how we communicate during the meeting. And then these are how we're going to carry out the task. This is how you're going to know what tasks you got. You have a system already of values that's provided to you. I'm preaching. That's why I said when you in a 9-to-5, you only have your role to do. The values were projected on you. All you had to do was agree. You agreed on the pay rate. You agreed with the benefits. You agreed with the retirement account. You agreed with the time to report and the time to leave, how many vacation days you have, the PTO. You got all of that. So the values that you walked into, you agreed with them. And as a result, you took on the energy around you, because if you're around high performers, naturally you're going to become a high performer. Because of why? Because you have leadership that, number one, deposits positive reinforcement into you, positive motivation into you, right? They give you accountability. They're reliable, highly communicative. And so when you have leadership of that level, then it's easy for you to raise up your level of motivation and inspiration to go by way of their value system. Which is why a lot of y'all win awards at work, because the leadership matched where you were, and then you had kind of a level of passion for what you did. So there was a level of purpose when you went to work. So your values were given to you and you met up to them. And you had the energy around you to keep you accountable to that. Are y'all woke? Or am I talking to myself? I mean, I'm just saying. Because we really do be thinking, oh, girl, I'm going to work, girl, but so what happens when the work ethic decreases? Because when you get out here talking about the Lord told you that I'm going to start a business and I know I'm supposed to be doing this. I know I'm supposed to, girl, I got my consulting company, girl, I'm going to just grow this thing because I saw it in the vision. I saw it in my dream. I saw it in I saw it. But you get out here, you got to create your own values. You got to create your own values. I got to create them. I got to tell myself when to start work. I got to tell myself when to end work. I got to tell myself how I'm going to work. What does the sales process look like? What does the brand look like? What type of style am I going to, where does that look like for me? Do I want to be relatable? Or do I want to be authoritative? Do I want to dance and talk about everything but my offer? And this is why we quit. This is why we take 1,000 hiatuses over time. Every time you look around, every other month, you going off social media because your feelings hurt because this has not been established. This is not established. You didn't establish this out here. You thought coming out here, that was going to come with you from corporate. That ain't coming with you on corporate. You got to come in with the understanding that I have to create my own set of values that's going to be developed over time because I believe in what I'm doing. I'm making myself unemployable. So I'm not going to have the plan B to go back to corporate America. Come on, somebody. Talk back to me. So I get out here and my work ethic is trash because I'm looking for somebody to make me accountable. I'm looking for somebody to tell me that I'm a good worker. And oh my gosh, you're so good at what you do. Oh my God, you ain't gonna get that every day. Even when business is slow, you ain't gonna get that every day. It's just 11 days in, and all of us, the people already saying, I don't know if I can do this. It's 11 days in. You just came in. You haven't made up your set of values. You haven't created it. So what happens when you have a negative? Okay, Jay, tell me about okay, I know my work ethic is not good. I'm gonna tell you why it's not good. And I'm gonna tell you what it looks like. Okay, when I have a negative work ethic, when I have a ugly work ethic, okay, it is a behavior. It's a behavior of a single individual that has a systemic lack of productivity, reliability, and accountability. Do I need to read that again so y'all can get that in y'all spirit? For those of y'all who need to know this. It's a behavior of a single individual that has a systemic lack of productivity, reliability, and accountability. So what does it tell me? That tells me something. That tells me something very key. I don't have a system because I didn't create one. Because in corporate America, listen to me, in corporate America, you were given a system. Come, y'all, see what bothers me is that when I get to going and y'all ain't, listen, it ain't no system in here because you got to create the system. You looking for a system and you mad because the system that you left, you thought that you were going to get paid day one coming out here. Day one, I'm coming out. I'm finna make so much money, baby. They ain't saying nothing. And 3 months that went by and you ain't got paid. Now you panicking. But you only went live one time. You only made 3 posts about your. Nobody even knows what you do. And then you go into a coaching program or some type of program or hire somebody thinking you're doing something and you're not. Ain't nothing happening. Girl, I'm finna make so much, baby. And when I tell you, and then when it don't happen, you butt hurt. Because the system wasn't created. So I have to create a system. Let me break this down for all of y'all that need a work ethic and need to say, I'm gonna go to bed and I'm gonna get myself together because Jay talking to me. So that means I need to gain a system of productivity. I need to have a system of how reliable am I? What is my follow through? Because when your manager reached out to you and said, I need this report by 3 p.m., you had that report at 3 p.m. on Friday. But when I tell you, look, when you tell yourself, I'm going to have this sales page done, or I'm going to have this done by Thursday, the 15th. The 15th, it came, gone, the month is gone, and you still in your feelings. Because there was no system of how reliable you're going to be to yourself. You don't even have your own back. Okay. And then accountability. There's no system of accountability. I'm going to have me an accountability partner. The accountability partner that you have has to also be on the same wavelength as you are. Like your accountability partner is not somebody who's making $10,000 a month and you only making $1. You draining the energy from that person. That person needs to be in your same wavelength, and y'all got to be progressively going together and acquiring revenue. I can't be having nobody see people DM me all the time. Jay, I need you as my accountability partner, baby. No. You even asking the right questions. Because see, my work ethic is stupid. You wouldn't even be able to catch up with me because the first time I asked you, how is it going? You ghost me because you ain't doing anything. That's why I got to have people around me that's doing. I don't need laying around. I'm in my feelings. Even with, I've had friends that, girl, I'm just going through. You ain't busy enough. That's what that is. I'm one of those type. You are not busy enough. If you got time to talk about how you ain't got this and got that, you are not busy enough. I don't want to talk about nothing but, girl, what did we accomplish this week? Not what we making. I'm gonna get in Canva and I'm gonna do this flyer. Girl, how many leads did the flyer bring in? That's the type of conversation I want to have. That's accountability for me. Because bump a flyer, how much revenue did we bring in? You know, I was checking out Kajabi the other day. Baby, did you get it? Now I'm trying to put 3 of them together. Girl, we going on. I call me when you make the decision, because this right here is what I had. This is it right here. Because I got to be productive. I got to be reliable, and I got to be accountable to myself. Do y'all have meetings with yourself? So that's another thing. It just said take a week to make a fly. It take a week, and then you want 5 people to look over it. By the time, listen, the fly looks great. I don't care if you got 1 sentence on there. Put it up, move on. We spend too much time on stuff that don't matter. What is the revenue looking like? How many sales are we getting this week? Because 0 plus 0 equals 0. 0 times 0 is equals 0. 0 divided by 0 is 0. 0 over 0 is 0. That's why I said, you want me as accountability partner, I'm going to tear you up. I get up at 5 a.m. Because see, I don't have that kind of time. Like as a mother who's raising a 14-year-old young woman who's going to be somebody's, manager or CEO, I don't know what she's going to be. The Lord going to work that out. But I'm raising a human. And so my time is very valuable. I don't have that kind of time. This right here has to work for me. I'm my own employee before I'm anybody else's. Listen, come on, y'all. A negative work ethic is a behavior of a single individual that has a systemic lack of productivity, reliability, and accountability. And y'all, come on. And this right here gonna take half of y'all out of here. Accountability and a growing sphere of unprofessional and unhealthy relationships. So my poor work ethic has everything to do with who is around me, how accountable I am to myself, how productive I am in my day, and how reliable I am to myself and to the people who I am serving out there. If I can rely on me, I don't care how many times you went to the revival and they told you was going to be a billionaire. You're not going to be a billionaire if you lack productivity, reliability, accountability, and you got a growing sphere of unprofessional, unhealthy relationships. And you have no system. I don't care how many times they told you to run around the church and go get your blessing at high five people and throw. I don't care how many times they told you that. There has to come by way of somebody who can handle wealth. If I got a healthy this, then my wealth is going to be a no-brainer. Because not only do I have to have a healthy work ethic, I got to understand the management of wealth. That's why I don't subscribe to when you get your invoices, you go and buy up the bar. Save some of this money, because if you're building wealth, no, you don't have time. You can't go and buy purses and shoes and all this other stuff and you barely can eat. Are you kidding me? That's an employee mindset. We building wealth. That means you're going to have to look out for a season. Some of us doing stuff too early. We're going to all kinds of, doing all kinds of stuff that you ain't ready for that yet. That's why I said sometimes you got to be like, wait a minute, hold up. Who am I trying to impress for some social media? I'm building wealth. It's okay to have people to wonder what you got going on. You know, sometimes it's okay to be a mystery. Where is the productivity, the reliability, accountability, and see, now I got to go into professional and healthy relationships. This is why your work ethic is trash. It's trash. Your work ethic is trash because I got unprofessional relationships. I got unhealthy relationships. I spend more time talking about nothing than actually producing productivity. Are we doing revenue? Where does the revenue look like? How many sales are we closing? We got too many do-nothings around us. I just, this is why you procrastinate. Mm. Laziness. Let's go there. Laziness. I don't know if this live gonna stay up. This gotta go on YouTube. Laziness. Girl, I'm you know what? I said I was gonna start next month. It's laziness. You know what? Girl, I was listening to TD Jakes all this week, and I said laziness may reflect a lack of self-esteem. I've been sitting and journaling, girl. I'm just, all I said, I was gonna sit and just listen to God for the next 2 weeks. I'm just gonna detach from all this. Laziness may reflect a lack of self-esteem, a lack of positive recognition by others, and a lack of discipline from low self-confidence. Laziness. Because I don't. Because when I don't have a system, when I don't have a system of productivity, if I don't have a system of reliability, if I don't have a system of account, but Jay, I be so tired all the time. But if I tell you to get your booty up and go there to 9 to 5, you're gonna run. Do you hear me? You're gonna get in traffic, you're gonna sit there for 2.5 hours in traffic, you're gonna complain, you're gonna cuss, you're gonna cry, you're gonna listen to Hallelujah FM all the way up the street, you're gonna listen to gospel stations, K Love, Kirk Franklin, John P. Key, the Winans, you're gonna listen to BB and CC all the way. They're talking about the Lord gonna carry me all the way to this job. But if I tell you to get up and send 100 DMs, 50 emails, find some people to help you with some business contracts, all of a sudden you got a journal for 21 days. Laziness. Jesus, help us. What recession? Ain't no recession. You created it. You created your own recession. Laziness may reflect a lack of self-esteem. Where is your self-esteem? Because, Jay, I don't have a process. I don't have a system. I don't have a system. I don't have structure. I haven't set myself down to structure anything and design what kind of business I even want. So I'm procrastinating because I haven't decided the system. And that's why it's ugly. Come on, somebody. Y'all, talk back to me. Jesus. Ain't no wealth gap. You the gap. You are your own gap issue. You ain't running no race. This is you versus God. You ain't got no faith in it. That's why I tell people, just shut it down. If you're not going to do anything with it, if you're going to go ghost, if you're going to go silent, it's because you haven't decided. In entrepreneurship, you have to have a system. I don't know how many times I tell, well, what do you do every day? I work. And when I tell people that, you want to hear ease and flow. You want to hear femininity. You want to hear feminine energy. And I lay around and the money just comes because I blink my eyes 3 times. Because I flip my hair and I wear a red lip. People just buy because of that. Honey, you got another thing coming. If you think that that's all I do. Now, yes, I set up the systems. If you go to my link tree, my stuff, my offers are already there. They're already I designed it. Come on, y'all. First world problems. You ain't got nothing to complain about in America. Nothing. What are you complaining about? Well, you know, they say the food shortage. Go to the grocery store right now. You got grapes, cantaloupe, ham, cheese, milk, bread. You making this up. The money is, they said the money is there. My clients making thousands of dollars every single day, making sales every single day. You making this up. There are 8 billion, 3 billion people on Facebook. You talking about you can't find nobody. You making this up because why? You have not created a system of productivity, reliability, and accountability. And your relationships are trash because they're unprofessional and unhealthy. Some of y'all need to go repent because you have lied all month. It's just 2023. It just started. Coach, I be getting up and I just be, no. What is your process? What is your process? What is the process? I don't know my process. How do you create one? If I tell you how to create one, are you going to create one? Everybody want to be a boss, but you can't even boss yourself. Everybody want to be a millionaire, but you can't even handle a 5K month. Have you gotten there yet? Do you know what a 5K month even look like? Anyway, a process is a series of actions. Let's go there. Come on. Let's go there. A process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. Okay. This is all for the manifestation people. I'm trying to attract, this year, this is the manifestation. I'm trying to attract, girl, a $20,000 a month. Okay. So the $20,000, my clients already know where I'm going with this because they didn't heard this 1,000 times. The $20,000 ain't the problem. Flip the table when I tell you this. The $20,000 is not the problem. You don't have a series of actions. You don't have an action plan. And I could give you one. I can 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 give you all that. But your behavior, your behavior has to meet up to the type of person that meets up with the 20K. Because the 20K is not the issue. The work ethic is giving me poverty. The work ethic is giving me, I don't believe in myself. The work ethic is giving me laziness, because laziness, again, let's go back to what laziness is. It's a reflection of self-esteem. So if I got negative self-esteem, if I got low self-esteem, lack of discipline, because I'm so used to a structure and a set of values given to me. See, this is where the rubber meets the road, because see, you could be the bomb.com at work. At 9 to 5, you could be the bomb.com. You could be the bomb.com. You could be number one in the state, number one in the city. You know why? Because they gave you a set of values. It's easier when you've been given a blueprint, and all you got to do is step into it and see if you're trying to prove yourself by a system that's already been proven. But then you talking about, I got to get out here and do this. I got to do this by myself because I'm responsible for my own income now. This is why people can't cut it out here. You can't cut it out here because you know what? You got to design. This is when you go into the God mode. This is when you become God-minded right here. This is where the 7 days of creation, this is the year of 7, the year of the complete, the year of creation. I got to come out here and do this. I get to design my own way. I get to design the way I do business. I get to design the way I create value in the world. And I got to discipline. This is the whole point. The wealth gap is something that's completely made up. They told us we have the wealth gap. The researchers told you there was a wealth gap. You ain't competing against no people. You understand that? You compete against yourself. The old versus the new. You got to go God mode. You got to go supernatural. You got to go into a different state of mind. This is why y'all sometimes folk get mad at folks that have achieved a level of success because they don't know how they did it. But they forgot that this right here had to change. And you mad because they figured it out and you didn't. You have to continuously figure it out. 2020 was the year where everybody came in and thought that, oh, if we're gonna make so much money, girl, we making so much money. But y'all forgot that every year ain't gonna be a good year. 2022 popped y'all in the gut extra hard, some of y'all, not everybody, but some of us got popped in the gut last year because we thought that 2020 was gonna be 2020 and 2021 was gonna be all the time. It ain't gonna be all the time. You're gonna have some years where you're gonna second guess yourself. You're gonna have months where you're like, Lord, am I okay with doing this? Am I supposed to be doing this? Come on, y'all, tell the truth. Every month ain't gonna be no good month. It's gonna be some days you're gonna be crying yourself to sleep saying, God, I don't know if I could do this. And then you wake up with a client. You wake up and somebody to pay the invoice. Y'all, he that is faithful. You gotta be faithful to this. This is faithfulness. But I created a system. I'm not attached to the outcome. I'm not attached to the $20,000 month. I just know the $20,000 month is going to meet me. But if I'm going to be able to handle $20,000 a month, then I have to have discipline. And that's the only way you're going to get it is if you meet up to that. It ain't about the $20,000. It's about you being able to have wisdom to carry it out and to meet up with that. Because what you're gonna do is gonna get that $20,000. You're gonna tank it. Y'all. Because some of us are good generators of revenue, but we are horrible stewards. We don't know how to manage. Pray for wisdom this year. Pray for the ability to not only generate, you're good generators, but when it comes down to actually managing the harvest, what is your structure? What does that look like for you? People ask me all the time, what is your structure? I need to know how to structure myself. My life is not like your life. I don't have a husband. There's no man in the house with me. Some of y'all got husbands and you know, you stay with somebody. I don't know that. Some of you have children. Some people don't have children. Structures are going to be different. Your mornings could be very productive, whereas somebody's nights can be very productive. It depends on what that looks like. And you gotta, whatever your circadian rhythm or your nightly rhythm of how you sleep, what you take in, the obligations in the community that you have, that is up to you to decide. But you're going to have to create a system and set of values around what you do every single day. And that is, but see, when we're stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting, there's time. That's why I said before I leave the house, I make sure that I'm doing outreach before I leave the house. That's why I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Man has to be at school at 7. Between 5 and 6, I'm working. Sometimes I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm not an employee. I don't identify with that. People are like, well, you still I'm not an employee. My sleep habits and my day, I can do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. But the thing is, it gets done. That's why I said holidays are made for employees. They're not made for entrepreneurs. But for some reason, we forget that we take days off and holidays off like everybody else. Entrepreneurs, you don't take off. That's why I said all my friends, we be working on New Year's. We work on Christmas Day. I'm going to take off. Baby, do what you got to do. But if you look at the Industrial Revolution, holidays was specifically for employees so they could rest before they go back to the factory. Their worker bee holidays is for the workers. If I offended you, I shouldn't. Everybody on here should be an entrepreneur. I shouldn't offend you. Even if you're working for somebody, you don't have to be a worker bee mentally. People are like, well, Jay, what was you doing when you was working 9 to 5? 9 to 5. One of my friends on here, she remember when I was in 9 to 5. Lunchtime, I was working. Lunchtime, I didn't go out to lunch with everybody. I was in my car making calls. Y'all, come on. Up early in the morning, planning content before I went to work. Saving up money. Making sure that I had my crap together. Websites. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't play because I knew that the work, the employee was funding the vision. That was not a job to me. That was a purpose funder. And I was only going to be there for an allotted amount of time. COVID saved my life at that point because after that, we were laid off. I said, thank you, Jesus. God said, this is it. This is it. It's time to go up from here. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Your work, this right here, got to change. Period. Whatever you got to do to manipulate the body to become slave to the spirit, do what you have to do. I'm not talking about treat yourself horrible and If you got to take a cold shower in the morning, take a cold shower in the morning. You don't know how God is going to bless you, but you got to understand, God is not going to bless you with something, millions and millions of dollars, and you can barely. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Negative work ethic, I'm going to say it again, is a behavior of a single person. There's a systemic lack of productivity, reliability, and accountability. And it is say a sphere, it's at a growing sphere. So the more your unhealthy relationships and unprofessional relationships grow, the more negative your work ethic becomes. And then you become lazy because all you want to be is entertained. This is why we say amen to folk posts all the time. But what have you gotten done today? The recession is made up because the collective decided it to be. I read this and I almost flipped the table. I'm getting ready to end. The recession is a contributing factor that holds back work ethic because this generation that inherits economic decline lives in an economy that isn't ready to receive them. The recession is a contributing factor that holds back work ethic. This is why you got Wells Fargo pulling back. Because the generation that inherits economic decline lives in an economy that isn't ready to receive them. Your work ethic is trash and the economy is not ready to receive you. So all of those with poor work ethic, the economy is not receiving you right now. It's deep. I'm going to bed. I ain't going to bed, but you know what I mean. All I'm saying is you need to create a system. You need to create a system. You need to create a process for yourself. And who are you at the end of it all, right? At the end of this year, if we get to December, you need to write out who this person is that you're meeting up to. What does that look like? What does she or he look like? And create a system around that. Not what you get, not how much money you get right now, but who you are going to become. Your bank account has no reflection of who you are becoming. It has nothing to do with it. It's against all circumstances. We, in spite of the circumstances, who are you on December 31st of 2023? And act as if now, because she exists now. In all timelines, she exists now. You got to meet up to her. Every time, every past, present, and future exists at the same time. How, Jay, that's not true. Florida is in the past for me. East Coast is in the past. I mean, in the future. I'm sorry. West Coast is in my past. It all has to meet up. Everything exists at the same time. That's why I said your millions are already here. They're already available in another realm, in another timeline. It exists already, but you ain't gonna never see it if this is trash and you're not doing this and you're not setting that together because you keep doing this because you got low self-esteem. If you want to work with me, hit the link. I'm not playing this year. If you're going, you're going. If you're not, you're not. Period. All right. Have a blessed rest of y'all's day. Night, rather. Bye.